Hello, beautiful people. We are back and welcome.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. Welcome in 2025.
As we step into this first chapter, we're very grateful to have you with us.
Definitely. And we wish you all the best to your family, to everyone. Hope you had a good, deep dive. Can you say that like this?
Yeah,
Into 2025. I mean, 2024 was already a transformative year. Trust me, guys, it's going to be even more this year. Like changes and embrace everything, make the best out of it.
right. I wish you all the best, and let's start our episode today.
Yeah, so as we mentioned last week, we're going to talk about how the university life is and how our impressions were when we just arrived, when we started our programs. For your notice, so I'm studying the MBA, an MBA, and Sarah is doing her PhD. And we also in two different Korean universities. So I'm in Yonsei and Sarah is in Korea. And yeah, I think today Sarah should start with
Okay.
her.
Oh my God.
She hates me now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, as Nadine said, I'm studying PhD in Korea University. So, the name of the university is like Korea University. And if you're familiar with SKY in Korea, S stands for Seoul National University,
Yes.
K stands for Korea University, and Y stands for Yonsei University. And these are like the best universities in Korea, as we experienced and as we heard. So for me, okay, let's start from the beginning. That's how the application was, right? What do you
Yes.
think?
And you know what? How long is it? Like 5 years, right? The
Okay,
PhD in general.
a PhD can be even 8 years in Korea. It's very
8?
interesting. Yes.
Oh,
Okay, it's
okay.
very interesting. Okay, so like you can finish between about 4 years to 8 years.
Oh, got it.
So you have the opportunity to stay longer, and of course, all depends on the research and how your work is going on, and how satisfied your professor is with
Of
your work,
course.
and then you can go through the graduation.
Got it,
Yeah,
got
it's
it.
like this. It's very interesting, right?
Got it.
And there is another program that is integrated master and PhD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that it can be even for 10 years. So from 6 to 10 years. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Interesting,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So that's actually one of the differences, right, between PhD
yeah,
and MBA,
yeah.
like the years. I mean,
Okay. How's that for MBA?
so MBA is, depends on the country, and also
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not sure regarding what you study, like the field. Yes, MBA is mostly Master of Business Administration, but I've seen also different parts and different direction within business. What I mean
Right.
with field. They are like 2 years,
Huh?
but mostly it's like 1.5. Like in Yonsei, is 1.5. And it's also like when you do Master of Science or Master of Arts, for example, then you have, of course, different spectrums of fields. In Germany, it's, for example, 2 years, but I did it in the UK. So
Yeah.
it's only 1 year. So it's
One
definitely
year.
different.
Oh,
Way
yeah.
less,
It's
way
so different.
less. Yeah.
And what are the requirements for graduation for your field?
Requirements where, especially now for MBA in Yonsei,
Mm-hmm.
it was that you have like, you can have work experience. It's not necessarily. You needed to have a specific GPA
Okay.
to enter. Cannot remember which one, honestly. Even though I'm good with numbers, but I'm not a fan of restricting people with GPA so much. So that's why maybe I don't remember. And they had like their own requirements in the sense of that you needed to fill out and answer some questions, an essay,
Yeah.
essay like questions, and
Yeah.
you needed to answer. Then two people you needed to name as references, and
Okay.
how do you know them, and like writing everything down. So they should write for you, of course. And then all the other things, like all you needed to go to apostille. Is it in
Mm-hmm.
English? Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
Now it's coming. Greetings to all my English speaking friends. You know me, here I am. How do I pronounce certain words right? So you needed to confirm that you actually are this person, that you actually graduated as a bachelor, master, whatever you had before,
Got it.
stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, for graduating like from Yonsei University, you have to pass special credits. Yeah. And then is there
Oh,
any
I talked about
requirement?
yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
guys, I already talked about application, and she
No,
asked about
no.
graduation.
Sorry, I jumped in. I jumped. Okay, it's good that first we talk about application
So
and then
funny.
graduation. Sorry.
That's
Sorry.
that's how my
Yeah.
brain works. Not
Mm,
listening.
No, I jumped in. I jumped in. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so let's talk about application step by step.
No,
Okay, so
that
you're
was like
right.
it. That was like it.
That was like it. So
Like
for me,
Yeah.
in the PhD,
Yes.
the requirement for application first, not graduation. For
So funny.
application was that, of course, I should have a special, GPA. I should have had, good research background for
Yeah.
in like during my master and what my thesis was about. And if I had any publication, of course, it was very helpful that I did, and I had some. And then the interview,
Mhm.
there was a very long interview, but the interview was based on what my professor decided. So I
Mm.
applied for this position by first sending an email to my professor, not to university.
Got it. Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
Interesting.
so first I sent an email to him, and I expressed my interest in working in his lab as a PhD student. And then when he said okay, he asked about my GPA and of course my background. And then I had 16 hours of interview. It's very interesting, like
16.
16
One
hours.
six.
Yes, 1 6.
Whoa.
It was like, okay, so it was not like 16 hours in a row, just 2 hour, 2 hour, each 2 hour, we
Got it.
discuss
Uh-huh,
about
uh-huh,
different
uh-huh.
topics. It was very tough. I should really mention that. My professor is a very detailed and precise person. So I had the interview, and each 2 hour we talked about, even mathematically solving some problems. And
Interesting.
he had, yeah,
Hmm.
he asked about my idea in solving problems in different ways. And then, and then when he said okay, he himself mentioned that how I do the process, and I go through some university, filling in some
Mm-hmm.
forms, the
Mm-hmm.
process related to official, way of application. And then when they referred to me that who's gonna be my advisor or supervisor for my PhD, then I should have written his name in the forms,
Mm-hmm.
and they contacted him, and all the process was like this.
Okay.
And so the acceptance was both from university and from professor, but I can say professor was the main one,
Yeah,
yeah, to
especially when you
decide
need
about
to
it.
especially
Yes,
when you need to put his name, and then the university asks the professor, okay, how were the 16 hours? How were your problem solving,
yes,
research, or
yes,
anything of academia before?
yeah,
Yeah, I can see that too. That
yeah,
definitely
that's true.
your
Yeah,
prof had the last word on it, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Now my next question about, now we are talking about application. So if you want to go ahead, of course I give you the opportunity to go ahead, but also let's talk about scholarships.
Yes,
Yes, yeah.
scholarships. Yes, for I applied for scholarships too. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, in Germany, it works like this. So if you get scholarship for
Mm-hmm.
a program, you get it for a whole program guaranteed. So, and that was kind of a bit my expectations too when I came to Korea
Right.
and when I got the scholarship, because for me was this one of the criteria that I actually can come to Korea. Because if it would be not a scholarship in the first place, when they said yes to me, okay, so when they accepted me, I probably would not have considered to come to Korea or to Yonsei. Because my thought was back then, like, oh yeah, I'm getting like funded the whole program because I used to that in Germany. I think in the UK is the same. Um, and then when I came here, and started, then they told you, no, 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 it's only for one semester, and you have like the special criteria to reach a certain GPA in order to get scholarship.
Okay.
And for me, it was kind of like the fork, like this. Okay, good. So that shows me in the sense of not that Germany or Europe or US were not that competitive. Okay, they are,
Yeah.
especially Germany, when you have a certain GPA too, you get accepted quicker to certain companies. Not maybe now, but back in my younger days. Sorry. Anyway, but for me, it was like, wow, what kind of competitive nature you could already feel. This reproduction of this competitiveness. Oh, I
That's true.
need always have A plus or A or whatever to get the next scholarship. Okay. And then the second semester I did not get it. And I was like really like, oh my God, what should I do? Because I planned everything like ahead regarding my savings, my money, and everything. And I was like, I was really like in some sort of panic. Lasted maybe like 3 weeks, 1 month max.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, 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 what should I do? And then the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I calculated it. Let's see what's going to happen. I cannot think about it anymore.
Good.
My head is anyway full. And then the last semester, I got it again. Even
Mm-hmm.
better. That's good.
Nice.
Um, And yeah, now
Mhm.
I'm finishing soon. And yeah, that's how
Okay.
it works. What I thought and how it works in Yonsei, that you get it like per semester. Yeah. What about
Yeah.
Korea
Yeah.
and PhD?
Yeah, that's so interesting because the same comes to PhD.
Oh,
So
really?
before coming to Korea, I was thinking exactly the same system, in Germany or maybe in US, that you get the grant or scholarship for the whole,
Yeah.
program. So when I came here, um, and they told me there are two types of scholarship for me. One of them is on my tuition fee, and the
Mm-hmm.
other one was, for example, of course, doing some works in the lab and working on some projects, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
monthly I
Mm-hmm.
could get paid. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was thinking that the same way. And after the first semester, I found out again I have to apply for a scholarship, and it was competitive, really competitive,
Mm,
because based on not only the credits that you got, but also the research feedback that they could get from each lab. Okay, they would
got it.
decide it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you went through like 50% of a scholarship for tuition fee, like 60% or 100%. Okay, so I got a scholarship for my tuition fee. I was confident about that, but still it was stressful, that
Yeah, of
every
course. I can.
semester, you had to do it again,
Yeah.
again, and then wait for the result. And I remember one of my lab members didn't get a scholarship for one of the semesters, and it was like a big problem and trouble for him, that he didn't know how to solve it, and it's like it was expensive for him to
Wow.
handle it, and
Mm.
for PhD, of course. Okay, so yeah, this is the process. And then for like my daily expenses, I have to work. It's common, and that's working on projects and getting paid based on that. So it
Wow.
was like
That's
the scholarship is like that. Yeah,
yeah. That's very different.
yeah,
Absolutely
yeah.
different in
So
the sense.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
So it was like kind of like a wow, like definitely cultural differences and also like academically and educational differences regarding
yes,
like scholarship.
yeah,
I know we talked about application for is again already.
yes,
Jesus. Good morning, Nadine. It is actually morning when we're recording it.
yeah,
Um, the interviews, when you say for you, it was
yeah.
16 hours, right? For me, it was like 10 minutes
Okay.
with three people. So including me, three,
Wow.
10 minutes. And then we had
Okay.
like three profs. I don't know who this older guy was.
Mm-hmm.
I never seen him again.
At
Except of,
university.
yeah,
Oh.
except of now the last semester. I
Oh.
think in October I saw him twice. He was very like very very interesting guy. This is
Okay.
like very interesting guy. And the others were my our marketing prof and our statistics prof,
Okay.
because we had them later.
Yeah.
I had them later. And then within these 10 minutes we had two questions for each of us, so each of three. And we had like only limited time, and they actually, I had the feeling they like stopped the time. I'm not sure because I was too nervous. And then 10 minutes, can you imagine?
Yeah. It's so stressful.
And some, and they, of course they wanted to see like, okay, how can make their points and stuff. It's like the common thing what they do in interviews. Okay, can you handle your time, what kind of words you use.
Right.
And then 10 minutes, and then it's after these 10 minutes, I remember I was at my parents house doing this, so I went out of this Zoom call. I was laughing the hell out of it because I never had this kind of experience. I mean, I did interviews as an applicant, I also like as a manager when I was hiring people. But I never experienced such a pressure, such like quick, such like completely not like wow. Like we say, what, I don't know if it's in English the same word, but it's kind of like when you work in a fabric and you always pass the product, stuck like this, you know? It felt like for me like that, okay? And I was laughing, and then my mom came, why the heck you're laughing? Is the interview finished? And I'm like, they will never ever take me. Never, because I was so straightforward when this older guy asked me how much scholarship I need. And I told him, the more the better.
I love
It was like, they're never gonna take me. And then my mom like, oh my god, let's see how it goes.
it.
Like classic Nadine, also my sister, she was like, oh my god, and my brother went, ugh. Anyway. So it was so funny because I was like, whoa, what kind of experience was that? And I literally thought, okay, it's over. So I started to search for other jobs, and because I wanted to leave my job back then, okay,
Right.
and stuff, and I did not even think about it.
Yeah.
So that's actually the difference in it. When you say 16 hours, I
Yeah.
had this like in
In
10
10
minutes
minutes. Yeah.
squeezed, like in the fabric, like yo, yo, yo. perfect lead management in manufacturing, I'm telling you, right?
Yes, yes.
So one last thing I wanted to ask,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there are like the most funniest thing when you just started, when you came to Korea University, first time campus. What
Yeah.
was the most funniest thing
Uh-huh.
or remarkable what you can remember now?
Okay. So, like, there were different things, okay, I can mention. Firstly, the campus in Korea University, it relates to Korea University, it's beautiful. So,
Nice.
I
It
like
is.
the campus and I like walking,
Mhm.
in the campus and taking pictures. Even some people, go there these days and they take pictures.
Oh,
So,
you like
it's
walking, right?
walking, yeah.
You like hiking too? If you like
Yeah,
hiking,
I do.
all Scandinavian boys, all German boys, they will love you because all they do is hiking.
Actually, in Korea, there are so many hills.
Yeah.
Same in my campus. So when you're walking, it means you're hiking too.
Thanks God I'm at Yonsei.
Yeah. And okay, so the campus is beautiful. The first semester I was in dormitory. That the facilities were really
Mm-hmm.
good. It was so clean. I should mention I don't have the experience of seeing the rooms or the facilities for bachelor or master students, but for PhD students, they were really nice. And so okay, and then I came here the second day. It
Mm-hmm.
was very interesting. So on the second day of my stay, I was walking the campus and taking pictures, and suddenly I dropped my phone,
Oh
and
shit. Oh no.
and the screen went off totally.
You have the
So,
spider app now,
and
everywhere on your screen.
yeah, so I didn't know what to do. I didn't know anyone. I just came to take some pictures in the campus and staying in dorm.
Mm.
And yeah, and I didn't know what to do. So I went to the dormitory and the staff that was working there, and I asked him, hey, this happened to me, I don't know even where to go.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know anything about this country. And it was interesting that he himself, okay, he said that just I wait for like half an hour, and then he made some calls and blah blah, and then he came with me to at that time I had a Samsung phone, to the Samsung service center, and we fixed the phone. And the next day, I learned, how to go there. The next day, I got my phone back. It
Mm-hmm.
was very helpful, and at that point, I was thinking that, oh wow, these people are very helpful. And when I ask for something,
Yeah,
they're helping me.
yeah.
So it gave me a very good, feeling about coming to Korea and studying in the university. But let me just a little wrap up about my whole campus and university. So the facilities are good, it's very clean, and we have different departments that and each department has its own facility that I really like. Yes.
Yes.
And then the other point that I can mention about Korea University, when you have some paperworks or some office works, even you don't need to go to the offices directly, just send them an email and they solve it like immediately. And it is so impressive for me that how fast
Mm.
they reply you back and they solve your problem. It's like amazing. I love that. Yeah.
As they should.
Yes,
As
yes,
they should.
yes,
Exactly.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's actually very cool.
yeah,
And also like that you got help immediately
yeah,
on your second day. I can imagine the stress. You don't know anyone, nothing, what's happening.
yeah,
And it's me again, of
yeah,
course, when I say this. It was a Samsung phone back then because, guys, she's now an iPhone user.
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it would not happen like this, an iPhone like that. And
Could be. I'm
yeah,
so
and
careful
bashing.
about this one. Yeah.
It's like Samsung versus iPhone now, or Apple, better to
Right,
say.
right.
So funny. No, cool.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Nadine? Your first impression or something like specifically you want to mention when you just came to Yonsei?
So, as you said, also for Korea University, as it's true, also Yonsei is a very beautiful campus. Also, like the Underwood, the old building, what we mostly also see in a few dramas, right? Was very impressive for me, very nice.
Right.
Also, the walk until there, and I remember that one of my seniors brought me there to see the campus before the orientation day, before we had like the first day in school, and it was very impressive. So the business building in Yonsei is very new. I don't know how long, but it's more newer. And the first impression I got when I came into this building, it was for me like it reminded me of the offices what you know from Google, Microsoft, Salesforce, Adobe, like
Yeah.
more office style. And the first thought I had, no, that was my first thought. My second thought was, oh, they already want to train these people for these corporations, getting
Yes.
into these kind of environments. I'm not
Totally.
I mean, the
Totally.
facilities is great. Don't get me wrong. Also, all these offices are great. Okay, I
Yeah.
worked for Adobe, right? They're all super great, very new, very clean too.
Yes.
We had a separate MBA lounge, was really really nice with a smaller kitchen. Could not cook, but you had like microwave stuff like that. So all the facilities was there.
Right.
However, as a technical geek, when I worked for Adobe, they should could have done more like ADHME cable stuff like
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
ADMI.
HDMI.
Oh my god! No, we won't cut this out because that's me. Sometimes I mess up. They could have done this better, a bit better.
Yes.
It's like only that, but the
Yeah.
rest is like really impressive.
Right.
Meeting rooms, also the booking system
Yeah,
to
yeah.
book meeting rooms was very fluent, very nice.
Yeah.
So that's what my first impression was. Also, the Yonsei Hall when we had like the first day of orientation day was nice, and the classrooms too was really. I liked it. It was like good economic chairs, stuff like that. So it was a really cool impression that I felt like, wow, I made the right decision in the sense of it's like really cool.
Yeah.
And also, as I said, beautiful to walk. We have like two big libraries, also very easy. And also the business building itself had like quiet areas like libraries, and it was
Right.
really really quiet. It's not for me that much because cannot be like completely quiet
Yeah.
all the time. But this was for me overall this impression of Yonsei when I came. And yeah, so we had also like a famous bakery over there.
Yeah. Same in Korea
Yeah,
University.
but this
Yeah.
was a bit expensive to be
Mm.
honest. And I like how they promote themselves, but as a German, here we go again, is like the bread or the croissant, even though it's a French,
Yeah.
okay. I love French croissants and stuff like that. It's not the same. So
Yeah.
also the sandwiches, at one point I could not eat them anymore because I really miss like German bread. Okay,
Yes.
but it's also very good facility, also very good cafeteria
Yeah.
and cheap,
Yeah.
really good food for this
The price.
price.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
And one last impression I want to say as well in general when I came. So as you know, when we came out and talk with people and they ask you, oh, what are you doing here? And it's like, okay, we are studying here, or I study here, right?
Yes.
And for me it actually was a funny experience when I said like, oh yeah, I study at Yonsei, and they were like, wow, Yonsei, wow,
Oh yeah,
you're
you're right.
so
Yes.
smart, wow, like this. And I'm like, huh, what are they talking about? Because for me, and that was crazy because many of my peers in GmbA knew about that, about Sky, what you mentioned in the intro. I didn't know. I chose Yonsei due to the course, like the courses what they offered.
Yes.
And for me, I never thought about Sky or number one university.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when they reacted like that, I'm like, what the heck is this? And for me, it was interesting. Now you would think, okay, mostly the Korean would react like that,
Yeah.
but also many foreigners who live
Foreigners.
longer here, also some not even longer, they're like tourists and in general interested in Korea, they were reacting like this.
Yeah.
Why you so smart? Yo! And then the other one, I remember two Americans. What is this Yonsei? Yo, Yonsei is like Howard, she's like smart as F, like this. And I was like, oh my god, this is like to a certain point for me what is kind of like embarrassing already, that I'm smart AF. And I'm like, okay, well, about challenges and difficulties about these
Right.
programs, we're gonna talk in another episode. But that was for me very like
Interesting, maybe.
interesting or impressive in the sense of surprisingly,
Yeah.
how they reacted.
Yeah, yeah. For me, okay, I knew the international ranking of Korea
Mm,
University because I checked before the application. I was sure that it's among good universities, but I didn't know that exactly. I had the same impression. I didn't know that it's very important for Koreans to study
yeah,
in Sky, Korea University, or even when while we are talking to people, they tell us that wow, it's like
yeah.
one of the toppest and blah blah. So yeah, I had the same feeling, yeah, the same impression.
Hmm,
Yeah, that was interesting. But
it's good.
regarding classes and the facilities that you mentioned, same with Korea
Yeah.
University. And the last point I want to mention about my department, It's very funny that the restroom door is like automatic, and we can open it using our app. So we have an application on our phone that everything is registered, like our information is registered there. And when we want to go there, we should click on the app, and then the door is open. So sometimes I rush to the restroom, and then I find out, oh my god, I don't have my phone, I have to go back. It's so funny. Or sometimes, I need to use, the restroom urgently, and then the Bluetooth is not on, the app is not working. I say, my god, why should I use this app for using the restroom? But yeah, but it's so, it's funny at the same time, and it's so interesting that it's working like that, and it's like high tech, restroom that we have.
Oh my god, I would die. I would because like the restroom guys was my place, because in every break, and greetings to my restroom people who went always with me. I needed to go every time. And when I think about my app
Imagine.
to go to a toilet, it giving me nightmares.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually the person, and people who know me, I'm not carrying my phone everywhere. You
Yeah.
know that some people are really like mad at me that I sometimes like answer 500 years later, but it's kind of like this is no, no, no. The restroom was my hwajangshil, like the Korean word, was my place, and everyone knew it, even the profs knew it. Okay, so that would be a nightmare, but so funny, honestly.
Yeah, it's so
Oh
funny.
my god.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes when I don't have my phone, I just take the stairs and go up and down, okay,
Oh
to
my
to
gosh.
another department, to use the restroom. And I
That's
laugh. Oh my god.
that's so insane.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay. Yes.
that's like a little snippets from our first impressions and applications,
Yes.
scholarships, how we came into the universities, and a bit of the life. So next week we're gonna dive deeper into this topic and also our lives in Korea. So stay tuned, definitely. Enjoy the rest of the week and the weekend, obviously, and it's TGIF Friday. Always thank you for your feedback and comments. Please use the polls. We're gonna try to keep them more open so you can go back and vote what you're mostly interested in. And one last thing I realized what I haven't said is slay. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, everyone. I'm also so thankful for listening to us. And if you have any question, you can ask us. Of course, there are a lot of details, challenges that we can share with you. And as Nadine mentioned, in other episodes, we will mention. Have a nice day, and thank you. See you.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.